Hi, I'm playing Doom. I'm playing Ultimate Doom for the PC. Okay, so this is probably my favorite game ever released. I've been playing it since late 2015. I want to say it was November. I think I've played it almost every day that I've been able to since then. I mean, I've spent some time without access to a computer, and of course I did not play Doom then, but when I have been near a computer, I have been playing Doom for at least some of that time with unrivaled consistency, especially compared to other games. Why do I like it so much? That, I'm not sure how to answer. I maybe would say it's versatility. That's the word that's kind of coming to mind right now. And when I say Doom, I don't specifically mean Doom 1. It could be Doom 2, or Heretic, or Hexen, which are a bit more different, but, you know, anything that's on this old Doom engine. And one of those first-person shooters, they're all so great. Haven't played Strife yet, though. I need to get to that someday. Surprised I haven't touched it yet. Nor have I really gotten very deep into Heretic or Hexen. I think I'm playing Hexen right now because I bought it at the Steam sale. I think it's like on episode 2. Like, I think I finished episode 2, and I haven't started episode 3 yet. I think that's where I am. Anyway, about Doom. It's my favorite game. I play it a lot, and I've decided I'm just going to do a let's play of all of it. I'm just gonna start by cover my bases with all the original content. So I'm gonna do Doom, Doom 2, Master Levels, Final Doom, all that. And then I'll go on to doing different mods, hopefully at the request of viewers. I'm not sure how many I'll have, but you know, I'll get what I deserve ultimately. I'm planning this to be a kind of reboot of my whole process. I have been doing some streams and Let's Plays before this, the date of December 20, I don't know, after Christmas, after 2017. Let's see, do I have everything yet? No, I still have the main secret to get. I'll get to that. And I noticed I just was really not satisfied with what I was doing. A lot of it felt like it was very kind of contrived in some ways. I was either trying way too hard to be like funny and weird, or I was restricting myself from saying certain things for whatever reason. I think the best stream I had was my first one of Persona 3, where I was being pretty funny. I had some good jokes, some good jests there, and I wasn't really trying very hard. I kind of naturally fell into it. You know, it was also quite long, and it kept up its quality for quite a while, and that was very nice. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I would go by level, but, you know, I'm going to have an unbroken conversation between them, so I might just play the entire episode as one video, and then go into the next one, and the one after that, and so on and so forth. Seems like a good way to split up the levels, to me. At least at first, I guess. I don't know. But I'm deciding to kind of put my foot in the ground here, draw a line in the sand, because I want everything to kind of start from this state onward. I was just experimenting before, now I'm doing things for real, you know. That's my whole strategy here. And I think my problem in terms of actually doing the things, because, like, you know, anyone can really record a Let's Play. It's not very hard at all. For a time I even had some kind of vlogs that was just kind of me roaming around the city of Portland where I live and just talking about stuff. The first two were both very they were both unscripted, rambling, and there were some good parts in it, but by far the best one I made was the third one, where I decided, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna put my phone down at certain places that look cool and just say things. And I'd say it was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. My second video also had some interesting ideas, although in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have pointed out all those ideas in the video itself. I was like kind of noticing how things were going as I was in the video, and just being like, oh, you see the deep subtext in this improvisational YouTube content, and really it should have been up to the viewer to figure that out. So yeah, that was a mistake. Although there was some interesting things going on there, definitely. So those 3 videos. I haven't actually been out on a serious walk since then, and it's been quite a while. Not because it's demoralizing or anything, but because it's just really way too cold to go out on a walk, even for me. I've gone out on like 11-mile walks before, and it's just like it's not working for me right now. I'm not up for it. And after that, you know, I did the streaming. The first one was Persona 3, as I've said. The day after that, I decided to do Mayar Anarath, Relic of Kaladar. It's a Morrowind mod by Sure AI, who also did Nehrim, which a lot of people have heard of in comparison to the others, and also Enderia, which I realize is probably quite popular now. So yeah, it's the guys who did those things, but you know, much older project of theirs, much choppier translation. Arguably not very good, but I kind of enjoy it for its kitsch. Like it appeals to me on some level, and I played it back in May, and it was quite a good time. And I tried to kind of reboot that, but I wasn't really satisfied with how it was being. I think it was pretty dull in that recording. And then what happened is I took a few days off because of preparations and all that. I wanted to do a game, Exile, Escape from the Pit. It looked like it was like this old RPG from the 90s. It looked cool and great, and it's like, yeah, I want to do this. But the thing is, I don't really have a lot of experience with those games, at least on a very personal level. It's more that I admire the aesthetic and the wonder of them. Kind of, you know, I'm not very acquainted with just it materially, if I'm gonna say anything. It's kind of hard to express what I'm trying to get at here. So anyway, I got into it, and I kind of played it for a little bit and realized I was bored and didn't really know what I'm doing. In that, because mechanically it's not like any other game I've played. Well, I'd say the combat isn't, and like a lot of the world isn't. A lot of it is just very dull. Like, well, the game isn't dull as a whole, but you know, like the parts of just walking around trying to figure out where to go, it was all very, very trite. I don't think it's good for a Let's Play unless you have a lot of strong narration going, which I didn't, because I was more kind of taking it in, not sure where to go. I'd explained what I'd done in testing up to that point. You know, just kind of a recap, which is what I'm doing now. And that was really it. And then the rest of it was just being like, and I stopped after 40 minutes. And then, actually, was that today? That was today. Yeah, I should probably clarify that. And then I did a Persona 2 stream just an hour or so ago. Or I finished it up an hour or so ago, an hour or two. I realized I just don't want to do this. I feel too depressed. Mainly because I was in a part of Persona 3 where it's like, you gotta investigate for a ghost story rumor thing, and I had not been paying any attention to it. I felt like oddly out of a loop in a way that kind of maybe hit a little bit too close to home in some ways. Kind of having to work that out right now. I don't really know what it's coming from. But anyway, that was just kind of not too good. So I decided to call it quits. I think I got like 40 minutes in or so. Maybe a bit longer. I have no idea. Oh yeah, I have to use the space key for interact. I'm used to playing GZ Doom. I know, rah rah, it's not pure. If anyone actually thinks that, I'm not sure. It would be kind of stupid to prematurely defend myself from an attack that I will never, ever receive. That does kind of seem very funny to me, but not necessarily type of funny meant for me in the situation. Anyway, what was I on? Yeah, Persona 3, so I just like decided to quit it, and then I decided tonight, you know what, I don't think I'm going to stream, because, well, I think that streaming is nice, but kind of need an audience to interact with you, and I'm just not really building that, and I don't think the things I'm saying and the way that my style is developed really works for streaming, so I need to maybe just record Let's Plays, like, just do it like that, and there's a bit of a less appeal to that for me, because it's like, you know, it's kind of boring. It's like you upload it to YouTube, 5 people watch it, whatever. And that's kind of the end of it. I think I might use this as a platform to launch streaming, or I might try to create elaborate things in this medium, because I think that Let's Plays can actually be pretty interesting if you know what you're doing with them. I've been very inspired by certain series. I remember watching Chugga Conroy videos and being like, wow, this isn't just a guy reacting half-mindedly to what's going on around him in the game. It's like there's some actual effort put into this. And I think that being like that someday would be nice. Not necessarily like him and his style, but, you know, developing my own style, my own way of relating to the audience, my own way of communicating that. That would be a great thing to have, I think. I kind of want to. I think it's more that I'm just disappointed in the state of Let's Plays, and part of me says like, yeah, you got to do that right, you got to do that good. I mean, other people have. It's not like an arrogance thing, really. Not overtly. I just see potential, and I want to try to reap that. I want to try to reap the potential. And I've decided to start with Doom because it's just a game that I know. I know it's easy. It's easy to Let's Play because I already know how to play these games so well. I've been playing it so much. I've played these levels so many times over the course of over 2 years, because I actually tried to get into Doom back in early mid 2015. And I did play some earlier episode 1 levels, but never really got into the full game very well. So I have been playing this level specifically since then. So I know it pretty well. I don't have to pay a lot of attention. It's not hard. It's like I have to split myself. I wouldn't mind planning for Let's Plays, like trying to plan stuff, like trying to play like a roleplay situation. I think that would actually be really interesting with some role-playing games. It's just that I'm not very experienced. I don't really know what I would be doing there. It's hard. I think my problem is that I can't make things that I think are mundane. I always have to do like the cool, creative things from the very beginning. I also see it as a waste of time, and maybe that's not so healthy. I've also been trying to learn to appreciate art in different ways, including on like the very simplistic level, very raw emotional levels. Just trying to appreciate everything in that way, kind of remove the layer of pretension and garbage that often coats any sort of analysis or viewing of anything, really. Anything that happens, I just want to be able to see it in kind of different ways. I'm not sure how well I'm really putting across my message here, but doing my best. In this high resolution, it's actually very hard to see the specters, I've noticed. Originally, the effect was made for like 300 x 200 resolution, and this is 1920 1080. Although I think I'm recording in 720p, 30 frames per second. Yeah. Wait, can you can uncrap the frames on this, can't you? Just record in 60 frames a second, really. I'll do that next video. Sorry for the inconsistency that I'll leave out. Anyway, where am I going? I got the blue key. Time to tackle the other wing, or the other, or two of this place. Oh yeah, and there's secrets up here I still haven't tackled somehow. I have a rhythm and method of beating these levels now because I just do it so much. Or not really. It's not super often, you know. A lot of times I'm playing new levels. The one I'm playing right now is what I'm trying to do is play through all the levels that got CAC awards. Having fun with that, just trying to, you know, do them all. And I'm currently in 2010. I've been crusading through them for about a little over a year. What happened is I restarted in like October, yeah, it was October. I had gotten to 2005 before in August, but then I rebooted because I was like out in a residential facility for a while, and I felt like doing it over again. Didn't feel like continuing from then on. I'm trying to think of like the last one that I was on before then. I remember playing Scythe 2, which was in 2005. That's probably my favorite. It's one I have very strong memories of for a lot of different reasons. A lot of the events leading up, a lot of events in the month of August 2016 are very memorable in kind of a weird way. That's a lot. That's how I remember this game a lot, is through the lens of the time period and my thoughts and the media I consumed. When I'm in a more recent way, and also kind of feelings and different kind of ways, and not even like good or bad feelings, just sort of what they are. Like, I like it when there's kind of an identity to the feelings, and it isn't just like, oh, what am I doing? What am I ever doing? I recently had a lot more struggles with this, where I was like, yeah, well, there's no like identity to what I'm doing now, but there was before, so that must have been better in some way. And it is kind of the whole like, oh, you're making new memories right now kind of argument, framed in a different way, that kind of helped me out of that, I think. It was like, yeah, but you gotta learn to see the current, just learn how to see now through that same lens of kind of narrative and appreciation, and I have learned how to do that, and that issue is no longer an issue. I'm really fine now, at least in that way. Still only 3 secrets? Oh yeah, there's like the whole switch I didn't flick. Been paying a surprisingly little amount of attention to this so far. So that's all I have to say about like the whole like all like those deep thoughts, I guess. I really like the design of these levels. Oh man. Can't even hear it go down anymore because I have the sound effects turned down so much, because you know I want to make it good for the stream. I mean for the video. Might actually go ahead and just stream these things as they are. The problem is that like you do really have to choose one between streaming and let's playing, although I have known some guys who try to do both, like Rhino GT4, he'll just make streams and upload them as let's plays, and that's his thing. My problem is like audience interaction. I don't like how it works on Twitch because of lag. What I might do is just make a Discord server and like I'll converse with people in the stream while they're doing about their things, and that's like my mode of being. I have some other ideas for videos too that I'm kind of in various stages of planning and writing and producing and all that, and other different kind of musical ideas, and just a lot of different kind of creative outlets that I'm not really fulfilling very well. Quite alone, definitely. The problem is that a lot of my appreciation for these levels is very like non-verbal. It's very much just like I appreciate the imagery and the feelings of it, like kind of like how the white sky here reminds me of like going to school like at like 6:30 a.m. Kind of reminds me of that, although of course it's Chinese, whatever. That's what it reminds me of, and it kind of contributes like a kind of a crisp, comfortably cold feeling to the levels themselves, I find. And also just the whole imagery of like the inside of the base. It's very much ingrained in my head now because I've been playing these for 2 years, as I said. Spending a lot of time with these games. I probably played a combination of Doom 1 and Doom 2 and all the mods, like 1,000, 2,000 hours. I always say 2,000 hours, but I'm not really sure how much it is because, you know, can't check time in GZ Doom really, or any other port. It's not like it's a Steam game, and I wish that if you added something to Steam, it would track your hours with it. And that'd be a great feature. I hope Steam's listening to me right now. Although, you know, they aren't. They most definitely aren't. I'm trying to think of different games I want to let's play, because I kind of tried the whole, oh yeah, let's try to play this game, just starting at the middle, like whatever. But I don't think that works very well. I think that you kind of need to spend a lot of time with the game in its initial stages to kind of form a relationship between the game and yourself properly. Or maybe that's like just how I want to be playing the games, and that's why doing it in the way I am. I'm not sure if Doom is a very good let's play game. I think like JRPGs and RPGs in general are much better for let's plays, but of course you need to kind of be very acquainted with the mechanics and kind of have like an idea of how to do things. But if it's like an old clunky RPG from the 90s that you haven't really played a lot of, then of course you're gonna have no idea what the heck you're doing, and you're not gonna be very good at making the game or the let's play flow very well. really like how like basic the Doom soundtrack is. It feels like a lot of game soundtracks are very much like kind of simple looped melodies. I'm not sure like what kind of style they're really in, but it's often not one that really appeals to me. But Doom was just like pure 12-bar blues all the time, and 12-bar blues is just great. You know, it's just perfectly fine as a songwriting format. I think learning to appreciate things in repetition is important. Not learning not to dismiss something because, oh, you've just heard something like it before. Although it might be, the reason I might be doing that, the reason I might be saying that and thinking that is just because that's kind of my mindset for what good, interesting media was like when I was a 12-year-old, without realizing that, oh wait, the stuff that I think is just like the most popular revolutionary stuff ever is just my lack of exposure with art, and is really quite mundane. So that was kind of fun, and I find that I don't want to make wide sweeping judgments, but I want to see people who are like, well no, I think it's Dunning-Kruger effect, really. That's what it is all the time. I think the Dunning-Kruger effect accurately explains a lot of how art appreciation works, where the less you have experience in it, the more educated you think you are, and the more significant you think the albums you like are, just with music. But I realize this extends to film and whatnot. There's different kind of ways of being in that fold. But I think it'd be interesting to kind of do more of an in-depth study on that sort of thing, but I'm very much conscientious that my desire to look at those things in a more serious light is simply out of a weird kind of hatred of my past self, and I'm okay with that, but I try to be aware of it just to keep myself in check. Like, I don't want to make that anger at myself, or not really anger anymore. It's more just a disappointment and resentment in a way that is not really affecting my current state of being. Like, I don't hate me now for who I was like when I was 12 on the internet, being an absolute moron. But I still do think about it a lot, because like I see those kinds of behavior in other people. I see myself in others, and I don't like it. And I don't know, will they grow up? Because like a lot of the people I'm seeing act like this are a bit older than 12, so it kind of has me like concerned. At the same time, probably just live and let be, you know. Probably should be my mode of travel. Just like try to find somewhere else to go. Just like don't be around those people. But it's a hard balance to strike between not being like a jerk to those kinds of people and like not really letting them in too far into your fold, into your friend fold. That's a new term I think I'm going to use more. The friend fold. I really like it. This episode's going to take quite a lot longer than I anticipated, I think. 23 minutes in. Oh, well, I thought it was like 15, 20 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, more discussion of like my deep personal psychology right now. So you gotta learn how to like, you don't want to let them like in very close to your heart. I've known the dangers of that before in person. I don't know. I'm just trying to juggle a lot of things right now. I'm trying to figure out how to socialize properly, how to like get relationships that really matter. I think one of the major problems is like the whole kind of high school clique system that really does exist on the internet in the same way, where it's like, oh, you like the video game, cool, you must be my friend then, or like music or whatever. It's very much an extension of the whole high school thing, but in the adult world, I'm assuming it's a lot more like who is just happens to be next to you. You kind of have to make a connection with that person, like on a level that is not very superficial. I think that leads to better relationships when you're kind of just forced in a room with someone and you just have to kind of like figure out how to appreciate the other person. But when you only learn to appreciate them at a superficial level, then you only have a superficial appreciation that can't really get, it usually doesn't get any deeper really. And it leads to a lot of, I think it's a lot, that might be like a major reason why online relationships are just like so bunk, is because it's just all so superficial, and the way that we organize ourselves on the internet causes that superficiality to hold. And I don't really think there's a way to redeem that except for just kind of being in communities whose content is only going to be appreciated by a certain kind of person, but even then you're really leaving the door wide open to a lot of different kinds of people that maybe you don't want to be around. Might just be a matter of like fishing through everyone to kind of find someone you actually like being around. But it's really hard and kind of patience thinning to do that. Especially for me. Recently I've been noticing that a lot of times I just don't want to be around neither people that I'm often around. Like I just want to like have like 6 people that I like being around and just leave. I don't like being hounded about stuff. I think it's just like a kind of exhaustion that I'm like okay with myself having now. You know, the auto map doesn't follow you around by default on here. It's really quite annoying. Oh yeah, these videos are gonna have to be uncut, by the way, because maybe they don't be. I don't know. I'm not sure if Windows Movie Maker has FOV support, because I just installed a codec pack. I'm not sure like if it did everything properly or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too lazy. The reason I bring this up is that I need a lot of water. I need a lot of water right now, but I don't want to pause the play. I'd be surprised if I actually die. Oh, that's gonna happen. Oh man. I'm used to in Heretic where you just have a bunch of healing items on hand. Almost never run out of health. Then again, I don't actually use any items in the game except for like the health, the flying, nothing else. Oh man, I'm gonna die. Or flying when I have it, I think I do. Oh yeah, and I use the Book of Power when maybe it's its home, I don't know. Book of Power when necessary, when it feels right. Maybe I just need to watch more good Let's Plays for inspiration, because I haven't watched like a ton of them. But my favorite ones are definitely the ones that have like kind of a narrative arc to them. One I can think of is Variax's Morrowind Let's Play. It started out a bit boring, to be honest. Like, it wasn't very interesting at first, but over time, because it's an interactive one where people can like add suggestions and all that, the amount of contradictions in the character just exponentially increased. And eventually it was like, okay, this character is just a weird, crazy psycho, and I'm not even gonna try to be like serious anymore. It's just gonna be crazy, and that was just very fun to watch unfold. Just a great playthrough. Things like I'm not sure how to have like interesting game-related commentary unless you know a lot about the game, which I'm not necessarily gonna have that. It's hard to be constantly insightful for like 30 minutes, but at the same time, I don't want to just be boring. I want to just be talking boring garbage that nobody cares about. I mean, at least that I care about, because I'm ultimately going off my own standard here for what is good and what is bad, and that's the one I mostly care about. Though I'm open to like other people's opinions on the matter, of course. Where's the last monster though? Where's like the other secret? Oh, okay. I remember now. It's in there. It's down here. There's a shotgun guy right there. There's like some other stairs you can go up, I think. Maybe that's not even a secret. I have no idea anymore. Maybe there's like a there's like a radiation suit, I remember. Never picked that up, but it is somewhere. Oh, that's 3. Never mind. I guess I'm on my way now. I'm trying to 100% these levels because it's easy. I know where everything is. Upcoming is E1M5, my personal favorite. That'll be fun. I guess I am providing game relevant commentary right here, at least for a few seconds there. Able to keep my cool a little bit. I think E1M6 is the one that usually kills me. I'll try to just pistol restart, you know, for purity's sake. I have it on Ultimate Doom compatibility right now, which I never mentioned. I like to kind of keep it traditional if I can. We'll turn on 60 FPS camera, because I think the game actually runs like the same amount of ticks in 60 FPS. Just the camera looks smoother and you can render everything faster because it's a higher quality PC, but there's not like any timers. There's not any timers attached to frame rate, which is great. Hopefully people who design their games don't design them like that, because that's a terrible, terrible idea in every possible sense. Oblivion's physics engine relies on 60 FPS. I think a lot of Elder Scrolls games too. But apparently you can like go to 72 and not have any issues with it. I've heard, but who knows. I should let's play Oblivion, because it's a game I've been familiar with for a very long time. Longer so than Doom here. Ever since early 2015, so it's almost 3 years now. I've been a fan of the game. I might play with a bunch of mods, maybe not. I'll probably just install like some essential ones and call it that, like, you know, better cities and better environments, and or the unique landscapes and like some other kind of things. And I might take suggestions should I ever procure an audience, of course, which is doubtful at this point, because, you know, who wants to watch like a Doom Let's Play? I mean, if there is anyone who like browses YouTube gaming and like looks for things like that, I did that for a while back when it was new in 2015 for Daggerfall. I'm browsing through those, and I think for some other games as well, but I haven't really found anything significant. I do want to try to let's play like, you know, just some more obscure things that aren't really to most people's tastes, because the last thing I want to do is just be like a normal let's play. I kind of want to just like establish my own like kind of small community that I can kind of blanket myself in, my own surrounding, just sort of have my own deal, you know. It will be cool, because right now I'm just kind of bored, just kind of really bored. I'm trying to think of other games that I can let's play that would be fun to do so with, because there are like some games that are good for it and some that are bad. Doom, probably not good for it, but I'm doing it anyway because, you know, I'm just familiar with it. Elder Scrolls games are pretty good for doing that if you know what you're doing. Trying to think of other games. Definitely not like any point-and-click adventure games. It's just like, oh, you're just reacting to literally the story. Any sort of story-driven stuff that isn't like heavily player choice, I wouldn't even consider doing. I think RPGs are definitely the best to let's play, because you're kind of playing a role and you're communicating that role to the audience in the let's play itself. So I think I'm gonna stick to those. Also, I just think they'd be coolest to really get into. I'm gonna play some Phantasy Star or something. Actually, I've recently been playing Super Metroid, and I've just been blown away by how good the game is. It's a great game, I love it. I consider doing that, maybe if I knew beforehand that I'd want to do it, but I'm not, because I'm already halfway, not even barely any way through it, but I'm doing it, so kind of lost that opportunity while I had it. Just gotta find more games and beat the ones that I already have done, and let's play them later. That's my plan right now. Just gotta get a backlog procured. I'm already gonna do all the Shin Megami Tensei games eventually. I'm gonna try to find my way around doing those, just however I can. I prefer to start with Persona 3, of course, but, you know, I'm already through that. I don't want to restart it at all, because the amount of grinding and stuff I've had to go through to get where I am right now. It's only 15 hours or so, but it's still pretty hefty, you know. I don't want to just throw that all away. I'm trying to think of other franchises I want to get into, but mostly would probably play like Western stuff for the PC. CRPG Addict, which is a good blog you should all read, kind of piqued my interest in that kind of thing. And ever since I've just been like, yeah, I want to try to play those. I need like a player of those. I might get Baldur's Gate in the sale before it ends and play that, because I really haven't gotten too deep into that before. I have the non-enhanced versions on GOG, but I've not played them. I also have Kingdoms of like the dungeon crawler revival game. Yeah, that one. I have that game, and I could play that. I also have Ultima. Well, I'm gonna play Ultima Underworld. I could play Dark Forces as well. That I like doing that, and that would be cool. trying to think of like what I want to, how I want to name my Let's Plays. That's an important thing. Like how you kind of distinguish yourself from the others is through like the title and the thumbnail, I guess. If you have custom thumbnails, which I won't. I think aesthetic is important, and I don't really have one right now. So I'm just kind of trying to think of things, but I think kind of more comes about naturally, I think. What if I end up Let's Playing for like a decade? I just don't stop and I end up with like 10,000 subscribers all the time. That would be a hoot. Okay, where am I going? I need to just walk past and get to the light, yeah. Very fast. Well, there was a barrel there and that was a threat, but you know, not anymore. Oh yeah, and if anyone has like games they want to suggest, definitely comment them. I have a preference for RPGs, Western, Japanese, Middle Eastern. I don't care. Just post them. I'll give them a look. Also, you have like any like weird 90s action games with weird controls for the PC. Then I'd want that too. I don't know why, but I'd want it. I want it a lot. So that'd be cool if you could suggest that as well. I'll also probably like link my Steam. If someone's give me anything to play, I might give you something back in return, just as like, you know, like a gift exchange. Because I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable just being like, oh yeah, give me free stuff and I'll record myself playing it. That seems kind of scummy to me. I just don't like that. I don't like that very much one bit. Oh yeah, I still have this secret right here, and then I have the one secret that's just over here, and then one more after that. Oh yeah, it's the computer room one, or yeah, it's the computer room one, and then you go in the room, and it's like a different room with a computer in it. So it's like a computer room, a room with a computer, and that's how it goes. I think it's up here somewhere. I got like this whole path to go around. Yeah. My throat is dead right now. Still have a few more levels left. And probably like a 50-minute recording, I think. Might need to just like take a break here and like get water. I don't know, I just want to keep going. That'll probably be the death of me. I'm partially like really tired right now. Like not even that low key. Like I'm just like half out of focus, but I'm still able to play Doom because, you know, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at playing Doom. Actually, you know what? I think I am gonna film myself playing Meyer Anarath again. I'm actually gonna play it for real. I've decided this because I want to. I also eventually want to play like Nehrim, but I actually like doing the first ones first because, you know, that's just how I am. And I'll try to cut out all the traveling in it because there's a lot of walking around in that game. Just walking from place to place so you don't have any fast travel. So I'll try to cut those out. I need to like map my recording button to a keyboard key because currently it's just like an OBS. I just like press one of them and there it goes, but definitely not the most convenient system available. I used to always mix up E1M3 and E1M5. Like I perceive elements of one of the levels being in the other. It's because they're both kind of like, you know, like nuclear plant-ish areas, and they're both kind of have like a you have a certain kind of style to them that's harder to describe. but it's definitely tangible. It's there, and I can tell it's there, but I just can't pick out what. I'm not educated enough for that, which happens a lot. I have like a lot of feelings about things that don't really make sense to anyone else but me, especially regarding like art and stuff. Like I have like aesthetics that I like, but it's hard to really boil it down at all to like what I do truly enjoy. I'm thinking I should maybe like cut this up into like 10-minute chunks, but whatever. People like long form content nowadays. It's all about them 6-hour video game analysis, isn't it? Them Jordan Andersons, them Peter Mayhews. Yeah, that's what YouTube's about nowadays. Joseph Anderson's makes good YouTube content, though. Everyone should subscribe to him and not watch me, because I'm probably not good yet. I mean, I don't think this is a terrible recording so far. I think it's like a pretty average, pretty decent one, especially considering I'm not playing a role-playing game, which probably increases the chance of a good Let's Play by like 5% or so. Let's be honest, 5%. Oh, that isn't unlocked yet. There's like this wall falls and you just go, oh, this wall falls. Okay, never mind. I don't know. I think it's just how the PR boom map like looks. I don't think it's like a different kind of sector than a different kind of line. It's like, I don't know what the term is called. No, I know like there's a sector, there's a sector, and then after that, who knows? Who knows? I'd actually like to play Pokemon. That seems like a fun game to Let's Play, because you can like be in some role playing games, like, you know, you gotta name your Pokemon, like you can get like personalities and stuff. I could play all of them. I could catch all of the Pokemon in all the games. It'll be cool. I have to like play Red and Blue simultaneously though, and like, whoa, what if you did do that? What if you did actually like manage to like set up a emulator so you can play Red and Blue at the same time? That would be really cool, and also not impossible at all. Like, someone should do that. Well, I think I've heard of stuff like that before. Of like one controller, 2 different games at the same time. You gotta control them kind of in tandem. Well, it's not 2 different games. It's the same game, but 2 different types of it. I don't even know if it was like with Pokemon or like some other game. I think it was some other game. I have no idea. I have no idea. Also, I think they should stop doing the whole Pokemon as 2 editions thing. Like, I know I'm not saying this like just to look smart and cool for like opposing a thing that's somewhat traditional. Like, I think that I'm actually going to propose a solution. The reason they had the different editions is so that like you were forced to kind of do the whole trading thing. You couldn't just catch it all on your own. You needed other people to catch all the Pokemon, which is a very, very noble goal, I think. But the thing is, nowadays with like the internet and stuff, it's kind of already done. Like, you kind of already do it, so like, why do you keep doing the 2 editions thing? Like, people don't do direct trading like that with the cables anymore. I think that is an example of just tradition is going on as forward, but I think with the new technology, with like the internet and stuff, you can do different things regarding Pokemon, how to trade it, and how to interact with it. You could probably do a bunch of interesting stuff there, and have it just be 1 edition still. Or go with like re-releases of old versions, you might, like, you know, have the 2 there just because nostalgia's sake. Like, you weren't gonna have like one, like you were gonna have like I was talking about like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I just like forgot to say it, so I'm like, you can't have 1. So I have not touched the Gold and Silver games at all, ever, somehow. Should I play Pokemon Yellow if I do it? Or Pokemon Red or Blue? I don't know. I've played them differently. Maybe I should play Pokemon Green. No, I won't. I find it interesting that when Fire Red and Leaf Green were localized. They actually kept the original Japanese ones instead of being like, oh, it's Fire Red and Water Blue. Water Blue. That. I wonder why they didn't do that. Like, people might get confused though. I mean, like, in the West, who knows? I find the whole Pokemon hacking scene to be very interesting. Like the whole, like, all the DVs and IVs and nerdy stuff. Though I haven't actually played a lot of the games very much. Although I have Leaf Green on cartridge. I still have like the whole Game Boy thing. Like, I have it with me. I should consider just like streaming it from there. Oh god, I'm gonna die right now. Oh wait, I have like 200 health. I'm fine. There's monsters everywhere. I have not saved it all. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, I made it. I'm good. Oh my god. Can't see the specters anymore. Gotta, with demons, you always gotta like. Okay, I'm gonna get some water real quick and come back. I will beat this level. I might actually just like cut out me getting back to this point. I don't even know anymore. Probably not. Whatever. My eye spilled. I'm back. Let's do this. Let's do this right. Let's do this correct. Anyway, about Pokemon. It's a franchise I always grew up surrounding myself in, around, out, and through. It was always ingrained in my childhood. Now, when I was getting into it, it was Sinnoh time. So I kind of have like a weird cutoff in my brain of like, okay, so you have like Kanto Pokemon, and then you have like Johto and Hoenn, and you have like, and those are like all combined together because I don't even like know what, I don't even have any idea what the difference is because I never like bothered to notice. But with original like 151, you know, you always kind of know them like, oh, those are all together, of course. And then like I kind of know some Sinnoh Pokemon, but sometimes a lot of them blend with like the some of them can blend with the Johto Hoenn ones because I haven't paid a lot of attention to them. I always kind of seem as like one kind of thing. The reason that is because let me take a drink of water. Most of my memorization of the Pokemon comes from this Pokemon book. That was like a kind of like a complete guide handbook thing. And at the time it was like all the Sinnoh Pokemon. I think there was like some intermediary Pokemon they released like after the games came out, like I think it was Shaman. it was like the thing that was like both kind of like a bird and also like a little hamster thing, like a little prairie dog or something. And there was like also another one I think that came out like a little bit after that. Maybe it was like before X and Y and Black and White. I have no clue. Ooh, I have no idea. I want to play Black and White. Those seem like pretty cool games. Yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, again, I'm gonna play Pokemon. Like I'm like talking about it a bunch. I'm like hyping myself up for it. I mean, to be honest, the red and blue games are pretty minimal when compared to the later ones, but they still seem like a pretty fun romp. And I've been watching a lot of speedrun stuff about it recently because Summoning Salt, who's a great channel, subscribe to him. Recently released his like Pokemon Red and Blue, specifically glitchless 90% speedrun history video, which are always great. So what it does is it takes like the kind of history and kind of recontextualizes it as kind of like a mini sports documentary thing, like this like narrative. Trying to think of the video he did this best with and most notably with, but it's kind of hard to think of it right now. But I think it was Half-Life 2 that was like the really good one, but I don't know, my memory might be wrong. Point is, his video is always good about that thing, and there's also the ones on Ocarina of Time and Super Mario Sunshine that like two other guys each made, and they're like, oh yeah, Summoning Salt kind of like invented this format, and yeah, we're doing our own takes on it. And they're both pretty cool. Also worth watching and listening to. I like that whole genre of like content that kind of like, you know, presents it in a way. I like the commentation around the speedruns. That's like kind of more than the performance itself, you know. That might be like kind of plebeian of me, but you know, I don't know. Like I think it's kind of hard to appreciate like a Sonic speedrun unless you like know what the speedrun mechanics are, and unless you have someone explaining it to you, like what do you even know, like what's going on, like what is happening, like how can you know, like you gotta just look. Like I'm at the point where I'm not really impressed by like weird tricks anymore unless it's a game that like I know intimately. And the amount of games I know intimately and haven't seen speedruns of is like dwindling very fast, so it doesn't really happen anymore. So you kind of have to know it, and I think with the speedrun history, it kind of teaches you like that, like how it's progressed, what the important changes are, how the strategy is done, and it kind of teaches you how to appreciate that kind of thing. And I think that's really valuable. It's kind of possibly might be like getting people back into speedrunning, because like I was like interested in it around like AGDQ 2015. Like that was like the major one where I was like, oh yeah, I'm super into it now. I remember for I think it might have been that marathon, like I tried staying up to like 3 AM for like the Morrowind one, but like I just went to sleep because I couldn't be up that late, and like obviously I wasn't allowed to, and also like my mind couldn't handle it. I wasn't used to being up that late. I went to bed at like 12, 1 at the latest always, so it was like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I just can't focus on this. Might have been a bit later on, I have no idea. But yeah, speedruns were always cool and stuff, and I like watching them. I think I'm gonna start speedrunning GT Pro Series, which is a obscure Wii racing game that nobody cares about. So I can just like submit the game and submit a run for it and like snatch world record, because just nobody else would be playing it. And then hopefully, I'm not doing this just because I want to be the best at something and like kind of cheat my way around it. I'm doing this because I want to encourage competition. I want it to become a competitive game. I know racing games aren't really made for that, but you know, I think that it's the kind of game that feels like there might be some glitches in there worth discovering. So people could do that. That'll be cool. I'd want to see that. Oh, okay, that's a rocket launcher. Cool. Probably should be a bit more careful though, you know. Okay. Anything else you need to get back here? No, I can just move on over. Gonna be a bit more careful with the specters this time and the demons and all that. I'm gonna try to position myself right, because we're paying a lot of attention, of course. I need more water now. Sorry if that sounded weird or anything, but I was just like, I was putting some ice cubes in my mouth because those can like melt and kind of get your vocal cords on the right track again, I guess, but not really. I'm still talking like garbage now because I've been talking for so long. Hard to have a lot of clarity anymore. I'm kind of trying to, you know, maybe stress my vocal cords, get myself to be able to do that consistently without having like a ridiculous amount of prose to it. Still has to be like very casual, you know. That's important to me. Except for like the role playing, more like grand, more grand stuff. I think Pokemon is like an exceptionally good streaming game. I think that I will stream that game and not really any other one, because that is a game that deserves to be streamed because it's made for that. Like the whole with like the whole naming and like all the RNG going on, it's like meant to be like a, oh, you gotta watch this and be like so excited about it, you know. That's what it's really kind of pushed towards. That's how you kind of have to engage with it. Pokemon's always been a very social kind of game. It's kind of always how it's been appreciated. So I think I should stream it definitely. I'm thinking if I should like do like red, blue, or yellow, because like I kind of want to do yellow because like, you know, it's like the standout one, like the unique one. Those are always like the ones you kind of want to go for right here. But maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea. I remember I was like trying to. Actually, I'm not even going to talk about like that part of Pokemon because that's like a whole other barrel of worms I don't want to like get into right now. Because I'm hoping this thing actually ends pretty soon here because it's been like how long has it been? Like an hour. It's been like an hour of just playing episode 1 of Doom. Sort of just trying to like, you know, complete this, finish episode 1, season 7. I mean map 7, and then just like be done with it and just chill. I might record like some other stuff. Oh, it's actually, it's pretty late. I might just like, I'm not gonna record anything again. Oh yeah, I have rocket launcher. I forgot. Oh, that's not the right scrolling. Okay, need to get in great position. No. Yes. Nice. Doom can be pretty tense, I think, if you have like a not boring map set. What was I being stuck on? What the heck? What? That's so weird. I've never like noticed something like that before, at least this specifically. I don't think so. I mean, I've always kind of seen some weird shit in the dimension, so, you know, this might be like the same thing. I have no idea. I'm gonna die right now. Cool. I don't have Berserk Pack, I don't think. So that whole artistic expression form is dead. Yeah, I want to play Pokemon, I want to play Oblivion. I feel happy to play games again. This is a good idea to play Doom. I'm just able to like rack my head and like, oh, it's because oh, okay, because I alt tab to check the oh I can't talk anymore. The OBS recording length, which is an hour. God, I don't even want to find the rest of the secrets. I don't even want to know where all these uglies are hiding. I don't even care anymore. I just want to see them dead. Oh, I have to flip the switch again. Great. Wait, what? Oh, I already flicked it? What? What? Am I locked out? Am I broken? Oh, there it is. Thanks, game. You worked me fine. Where is the rest of the items? I want to get those items. Oh, he's stuck in a wall. Hi there. My name's Bob. I always get kind of stupid when I just don't stop. Water is always good for you. That's what the man in Washington says. Water is always good for you. Just imagine this, but like trying way too hard, and that's what my last Persona 3 stream was like. I was just like, yo, what's up? And like a bunch of dumb stuff. But now I'm like actually weird. Like I'm actually just like, my mind is just like fried right now. It's not drugs, I swear. I swear I get asked so often if I'm high, and I'm not ever. I'm never. But I get asked so often. Just nobody knows what. Nobody. I don't even know. I don't even know, and I'm me. I'm the one who's doing this, and even I don't even know. So that just goes to show, really. That goes to show. I needed that yawn. Anyway, Baron of Hell level takes like literally 2 seconds to beat. So that won't be a major time sink, so just gotta like beat this level. I mean, like, is it like, oh, you're already having fun if you wanna beat it fast? Yeah. I just want it to be over. I want both to happen. You know, when you're like watching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it's like, oh no, I got like 30 minutes left of a bunch of weird. I wanna be done, but I also like the film. Yeah, I totally like the film. Definitely, I don't think it's boring. Yeah. So that's what it's like. That's exactly what it's like. It's like verbatim, word for word. Absolutely. I'm gonna die here, but whatever. I have my chain gun, so I'll defend myself well enough. As well as I'll be possible able to do. Maybe I should let's play games like this. Maybe let's just get like, I don't even know what I'm like right now. Like it's like a switch gets flicked, and now I'm like know where the switch is or like how to flick it. It's like it's like some sort of complex maneuverism lever where it's like it's like this puzzle where it's like man, it's like this puzzle is so complicated I can't even explain it, but that's like what the switch is for flicking on my arteries. That's what it's like. But at the same time, I'm like aware of like, am I exaggerating this? Am I like doing this just to be quirky, random XD? I can't tell. Like, I can't tell if I'm just exaggerating this or if it's like, oh yeah, I really am just being this weird right now. I think it's a mixture of just accepting my flow of consciousness and like also kind of just being a bit more kind of forcing out some of the hotter takes, I guess, some of the less lukewarm laxatives. I don't even know what words. I don't even know what L word is going there anymore. It's not even like hot takes is alliterative. I just gotta do alliteration, really. It's like a natural instinct. It's like eating, breathing, pooping, alliterating, and that's how it goes. That's the order of it. That's the order of it all. Wait, okay, this is like a really big question I want people to answer in the comments. I actually want to tell me on Discord, because you're not watching this if you don't know me on Discord, and just answer me directly, ask me directly. Are Let's Plays a form of art? Yes or no, and like answer. There's a right answer and there's a wrong answer, and I'm expecting the wrong answer, so don't be disappointed. But just don't actually contact me. I don't want to hear it. Sorry, I just want to be with my baby. I just want somebody to love. God, that was like too real. Hashtag too real. Hashtag. Oh god, fucking damn it. I ain't even joking anymore. Like, I'm just gonna stop. Okay, where am I going? It's like you see it's like you're watching the de-evolution of man right now. it's like you're watching just someone just go crazy. It's like not even funny anymore. It's like beyond the point of no return. It's just become like sad. It's either laughable or it's sad. I mean, I said it wasn't funny anymore. Oh yeah. Well, I think it's either laughable or sad, and right now it's just sad. It's just sad for everyone involved. And I'm not laughing. And I'm gay. So I felt right there. I felt like that was a good place to say it. A good place to come out of the closet, you know, with it. A good place to make the big reveal. That totally won't give me like a million views, and like nobody will hate me because nobody is a homophobe on the internet, except for like 2 people, and they're both named Richard Scott, and they're both ugly dorks that nobody cares about. If anyone in this audience is named Richard Scott, then you're an ugly dork, and I don't care about you. And probably no one is anyone else except for other Richard Scotts. So yeah. I hope the Richard Scotts don't like all make a giant alliance and like band against the rest of the internet and do like and go like jihadi. I don't want Richard Scott to be jihadi at all. That would be a really bad idea and would probably cause like a lot of dollars and property damage. I want to play Monopoly, but no one else wants to play Monopoly. It's really annoying. That's just like a random thing right now. I want to play Monopoly. I should play Monopoly like online or like against bots or something, because I can't help it. I need to play Monopoly. That and like chess. It's like the board game, like the basic board game revival of like the no year. It's not tied to years. It's tied to phases of growth. It's a maturity thing. It isn't like a year thing. It's not like the summer of love is like the one when it's like every 4 years for everyone the ages of like 9 to 19 to like 22. Like that's how it works. It isn't actually like, you know, God, my mind is fried. Yes, I'm about to absolutely like murder this stream. Like go on the article. I mean artificial. I mean art. What's the word? Sacrificial. Altar. It's altar. I got it. Thanks, Jesus. I got it. Cool. I'm okay now. So I figured out altar tab. I don't even know if this is like some sort of really brilliant like postmodern art piece, because like I just spent like the past hour talking about like personal issues and like nostalgia and stuff, and now I'm just going like around like totally random garbage, and it's like just a perfect like slip from like one to the other, and it's like, is this like modern art or something? Is like postmodern or like pre-modern art? Is it like meta-modern art? Is it art? Is it sex? Is this what that is? Is this that? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know what anything is anymore. But we're almost done. We're done with knee deep in the peep. We're done with knee deep in the dead. We're done with it finally. That's how you do. That's how it's secret. There's no secret back there though, which that I know of. Well, what about right here? No. That always eluded me. Always deluded me. Always confounded me. We're gonna go to here and we're gonna literally die. We're gonna die right now. Look at this. Yeah, spoiler warning. You die. You die. Sorry, I accidentally muted the mic. Anyway, you die. Look at this. I'm dying. Secrets.